morning and welcome to Kotor, Montenegro, considered by some to be on Europe's southernmost fjords and known as the City of Cats. We are currently on day number 5 of our 7-day road trip in our retro 1990s camper, and after exploring the Budva Riviera last night, we made it to the world famous Bay of Kotor, and we found, I think, the best camp spot in the entire world for only 18 euros a night. And we decided to stay for one more night. I think you can see why, but we're actually woken up very early this morning because Kotor is getting more and more famous every year. And these two blooming great cruise ships came in at 6 AM and woke us up.
Honestly, what a place to wake up. This is literally what dreams are made of. And when I think of Kotor, I do think of the cruise ship. So as annoying as it was to be woken up this morning, I'm kind of glad that they're there. We're actually waiting them out, to be honest, because I think they leave sort of early afternoon so they can explore the old town, and by the time we get over there, hopefully they're not there. But whereas Budva was very popular with local tourists, Balkan tourists, Kotor is popular with the international tourists, hence the cruise ships.
We really did luck out with this spot. Kotor isn't known for having an abundance of beaches, but here at the Bex campground we have probably the closest beach to the old town of Kotor, and it is perfect. It's fresh.
It's fresh.
For a little morning paddle. Definitely recommend this spot if you are coming to Kotor and you want to find a beach that you pretty much get to yourself. I feel like most of the tourists, most of the people on the cruise ship, the cruisers, just stick to the old town and the beach closer to the old town. We're just the other side of the bay and it's full of just campers and a few locals, and we're only, I think, 5-10 minute walk into the heart. I'm not sure I'm ready for it, the heart. There's 4. I know I wanted to see them, but there is 4 cruise ships in Kotor today.
Honestly, the traffic here is no joke, which is why it's lucky that we only had like a 3 to 4 minute walk to the start of Kotor's old town. Honestly, it's been like a dream of ours to visit Kotor because it's so beautiful, but they've paid thousands of pounds to be on a cruise ship and we've paid blimmin' 18 euros to get the exact same view. I think it's the best way to do it, and we didn't have to sit in this traffic this morning.
Unfortunately, throughout the country, the roads infrastructure just isn't really there yet, but here it is, the world famous Kotor old town, the old Venetian walls behind me, and I think there are actually 3 main gates to enter. All of the cruisers get off and going one up that way, but this is the southernmost gate, Gurgit, and I think it's most impressive because you've got like the old moat that have been used to protect the fortified town of Kotor, and I think you can actually go up some of the walls here, and I believe you can go on the walls of Kotor for free. Have that, Dubrovnik.
This is such a cool entrance. It feels like walking through a movie set. Now this is cool. We're literally walking on top of the walls, the UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979 for free. I actually cannot believe that. I did think they were going to charge us, but you just wander up some stairs, you come to a little area and you can take out a viewpoint, and you can even see our camper in the distance. I
really did not expect this to be free. Come quickly to Kotor because of how popular it is getting. I'm sure that in a few years time they'll probably charge you 20 euros to come and walk along the old city walls. They aren't in as good a condition as you would find in Dubrovnik. Obviously, they're charging you 35 euros per person, but it is a great vantage point to see the beautiful Bay of Kotor behind us. And again, I don't feel like too many people know you can come up here. It really isn't that busy.
I mean, the Venetians could have built the wall a little bit lower so we could at least see the view.
If you are coming on a cruise and don't have long, I would highly recommend these walls. Like, you're walking around, you're getting viewpoints of the main square, the old clock tower, the Bay of Kotor. So if you only have a couple of hours, this would, for me, be the best thing to do, to take in as much of the old town as you can. And we are down. We are in the old town amongst the madness of 4 cruise ships. You can actually go on Cruise Mapper and you can check each port around the world each day to see how many cruise ships there will be, because some days in Kotor, even in peak season, there won't be any. So the old town will be a lot more manageable, but it is exactly what you'd expect from the old town. Very similar to Budva, similar to Dubrovnik. Lots of squares, lots of restaurants, lots of souvenir shops. But there's something about it here, it has a charm.
We have actually found the weirdest thing ever, or the most unique thing to do, I think, anyway. And we thought, instead of just walking around all day, we might as well try something different. And we're going to be going to a cat museum.
I think we've found it. Is this it, Molly?
This is it. Okie dokie. The Cat Museum of Kotor. Here we go.
We're like the only ones here.
Yes, please. Oh, that's really good. You want to hold that? Voila. Oh, thank you so much. This is hilarious. So it was €1 each to get in, which is absolutely amazing, and it's been here since 2013. And apparently they are using it as an antique area, and they use the money to go around putting food out for the many cats. And everything in here is antique, but antique relating to cats. It is just weird and wonderful.
This place is so funny. They've got photos of cats all around the world. So you've got like a Saudi cat, you've got a French cat, you've got a cat as Barcelona and Real Madrid, you've got an Alibaba cat. I like dogs. Just this one, please. Okay. Thank you.
The funniest photo ever.
So happy.
Voila. The only time he is happy.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Voila. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
I changed my mind. I love cats. And they have a little souvenir shop at the end where all your money goes to feeding the street cats, the stray cats of Kotor. And look at that. If Kim Jong-un loves cats, I love cats. Chivelli.
Honestly, we've been to some amazing places in our time. We've picked up some incredibly unique souvenirs, but Kim Jong-un holding a cat is going to go pride of place on our wall.
The problem with how busy Kotor is during the day is that you always want to just go and sit down, jump in somewhere, because you just get stuck down the small alleys. Like, I feel like it feels even busier than Dubrovnik because the alleyways and the streets are very narrow. But we've come into Evergreen. We actually came here last night, and of an evening the town is lovely. It's really chilled out because all the cruise ships have left, and they do a dark Nixico, which is
I don't think I've seen it actually.
haven't seen this anywhere. This is the only place I've seen it doing a draft dark Nixico, and it's very good. It's very chocolatey, has the coffee notes. It is essentially the Montenegro Guinness.
€5 a beer, which is more expensive, but it is to be expected considering the amount of international tourists that come here. We've just made it to St. Tryphon's Square, which is one of the several squares here in Kotor. I think there's even a cat square. Of course, you're in the city or the town of cats. Behind me is the St. Tryphon's Cathedral, which, as you can see on it, was actually built, I believe, in 1166, which makes it 12th
Or they just put it on it for no reason.
Or they just put on it for no reason. But I believe it might only be the second most important Catholic church in the country, but don't quote me on that.
It's pretty poignant then, being that we went to the other Catholic cathedral in Podgorica, the most unique place of worship you'll find anywhere in the world, the brutalist Catholic cathedral. Being that most of the country is of course Orthodox, this is a pretty unique site and a stunning square lined with, again, bars, restaurants, and a lot of tourists. I've got to be honest, in the end, in the old town, that was painful. We were trying to find somewhere to have some lunch. Absolutely everywhere was reserved out for groups from the cruise ships. Unfortunately, I feel like Kotor, when there's 4 ships in, is a sign of where tourism, mass tourism, has slightly failed. You can't walk down a street without being crushed, and you have to get a pizza for lunch rather than sitting in a traditional konoba and eating some exquisite Montenegrin food. So we're now leaving the old town. We're going to head back in later today. Once all the cruises have left, you can see all the groups still coming in now. So we're going to go to the beach, chill out for a bit, and then hopefully when we go later today, we can get some dinner, because that was a shame. It just got silly in there.
I feel like 1 cruise ship is enough. 4 is way too many, especially as the old town is really small and it doesn't seem like they do anything but the old town, so it definitely gets very congested. But we have made it to the main beach here in Kotor, which is absolutely stunning, albeit also very busy. However, I need a paddle and a swim.
We definitely made the mistake of exploring the old town in peak cruise ship hours last night when we went. It was really nice, like I said, much more manageable. So if you are staying in Kotor for a few days or even just overnight, I'd recommend going around 5 p.m. once the cruise ships have left. Just come to the beach in the day for a swim. I mean, where we're staying is a lot quieter than here. It's again very rocky, like most of Montenegro, like most of the Adriatic, but very, very refreshing.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, because hopefully we're going to drive around the bay, find little coves or little beaches, hopefully with no one on it. That is the charm of having Chelsea, our little camper van, all blue.
Voila. Getting a taxi in peak season in Kotor, that was a task. Every taxi said they're full or tried to charge us like 30 euro for a 10-minute drive. But in the end, we found someone that was decent and took us to the Kotor cable car for 15 euros, which was still too much, but we have made it. One of the newest sites in the area. This opened last year and takes you up to Lovchen National Park, which overlooks the Bay of Kotor. Hello, thank you, bye.
And we are in. That was a super fast process. So it's like 23 euros return, and we are going to be heading up to Lovchen. Matt, do we have all of this to ourselves?
I think we do.
I believe the ride is 11 minutes. So 11 minutes of amazing views above Kotor.
You can almost smell how new this is. I don't think I've ever been on a cable car this smooth. This certainly isn't an old Yugoslavian cable car, and we are covering a distance of 3,900 meters, and the views, oh my ears,
Yeah,
your ears pop, my ears are popping. The views, ow, of the bay, over the bay of Kotor are out of this world.
I'm scared to go down.
It's like gradual. We're going up a little bit, and then have a little bit more, but we're heading to a brand new national park. Look at this, look. This is out of this world. That right there, that little ant, that dot is one of the cruise ships below, and that is the town, wow, of Kotor. You can do the hike, which is 15 euros each to enter the old ruins of the fortress, but I feel like this, the newest of activities, is a lot cooler way to do it. Should we rock it?
No, please don't.
Are you ready?
Stop it.
Are you ready?
Don't. When I don't like heights as it is. Stop it. Well, that was the best cable car ride we've ever done, and we are 1,348 meters above sea level. So what that means is it's super cool up here. This temperature is amazing, but now we have to hike to get the best viewpoint.
This is actually a really cool little trail. There is a restaurant up here and a bar of a viewpoint, but we've been told if we hike off track, we can get somewhere behind there the best views of Boca Bay. And the reward is this, not a bad view at all. The ships, honestly, from up here, they look like ants. We're towering above even the fortress, which is around an hour's hike. Like Molly said, it's so cool up here. It's almost chilly after having a swim in the bay. You've got the mist coming off it. The lighting's not the best right now because we're getting closer to sunset, but they've got these jaggedy rocks that you can climb out onto. Well, you're probably not meant to. And the views are so good, but that's not really the main reason we came up here. Of course, the views speak for itself, but they've actually built a mountain alpine roller coaster that goes off the edge of this. Okay, you done the front one, Molly? Okay. Here we go, look at this. Oh. Full speed ahead. Thank you. Here we go. This is so cool, honestly. The most unique thing you are going to do in Montenegro, in Kotor, is a coaster. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Here we go. We are going up. So I've been told, don't press anything until you're at the top. Then once you're at the top, you can just put this down and it's full speed ahead, 45 kilometers an hour. And these views. Oh, this is quite peaceful on your way up. It's all about going down. The guy said, put it flat out the whole way. I'm not sure I can do that. Oh my God, look. Kotor Bay behind me. Here we go. Full speed. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, bit of brake, Whoa. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. We waited, so there was no one in front. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh! This is so good! "45 kilometers an hour!" Forget the old town! Whoa! Oh my gosh! Wow, 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 wow. We are on the edge of the cliff. Edge of the cliff. Woo! Montenegro! Whoa! Oh my gosh, I'm on the edge. Look at that! Look at that! I've never seen anything like this. I've never been on anything.
No joke, but this could be the best experience we have ever done. I love it so much. Oh, this is so cool.
Voila, thank you. Bye-bye. Zirelli.
Zirelli, that is the best €8 you could ever spend on the coaster.
I'm awake, I'm alive.
That was absolutely amazing, but we are back down in the old town and boy has it quietened down. This is what we were saying in the evening, it's so much nicer. We've come into the square pub, got a couple of dishes on the way and of course a cold mixing chow.
This place is actually a really good find. One, you've got a great view of the cathedral, and two, the prices are much more affordable. So in Budva, you're looking at €18 for a cevapi. Here you're looking at 10. Thank you. Vala Pleskavica is only €11.50. And what I've gone for, the black squid ink risotto, only €14, which I think is very affordable. This might be the strangest looking dish in the world, but it tastes so good. I had this for the first time in Split, Croatia, and it's a Venetian classic. And in this part of the world, when you're on the coast, you've got to try it at least once. The cuttlefish or squid ink, depending where you go, risotto. Look at that.
Are you ready for black tea?
It looks disgusting.
Oh my god, here's your mouth again.
But it tastes so good. It's so weird. The ink itself tastes of nothing. But it just works. Look at this. Do you want a kiss? Good morning. Day number 2 on the bay of Kotor. Oh, that feels so good. And I think last night was the best night's sleep we've had so far in our little retro camper van, and we've actually decided to stay for one more night in our little spot. That is the freedom that you have with your camper vans. You can go where you want, you can pretty much sleep where you want, and we're going to head around the Bay of Kotor. We didn't want to lose our space, so we're not going to drive ourselves. We're actually going to jump on a bus, because that right there is prime real estate. And hopefully today, after my morning swim, we're going to check out the quaint little town of Perast, and then hopefully head all the way back round to near the border with Croatia and visit Herceg Novi. I couldn't leave. I could not risk losing this space. And getting the bus means I can have a few Nixiko. This is the harsh reality of Balkan bus life.
Finally. There was supposed to be a blue line bus every 15 minutes from Kotor to Perast, but we ended up waiting over an hour, but that does not matter because we have made it to the most beautiful town in the whole country. Welcome to Perast. I can definitely see why.
Waited an hour for the bus, all of the traffic. It was so worth it. This is absolutely stunning. And this being our last full day in Montenegro, we're just gonna chill, we're just gonna relax, we're just gonna take it all in. This town only has around 250 residents, but in that space, apparently, it has 17 Baroque palaces and 19 churches. I mean, I can't see them all, but that's what they say.
The promenade is about 1 kilometre long and it is just lined with the most beautiful restaurants out at sea, and the accommodation around here is so fancy.
Tell me that is not the perfect magnet.
Oh my god, it is the cutest magnet ever. Perfect reminder.
And blue.
Of our travel, and it's blue.
That is probably the cheapest thing you can buy in the little town of Perast, but so poignant. We collect magnets in every country we go to, and how have we found one that looks just like our little retro camper van?
Cheers.
That is good. So Perast doesn't really have any beaches. They have these sort of platforms where you can jump in and have a little swim. And we actually stopped off at this restaurant behind me, Lacanda. God, it's very wavy today. And they do. The first time I've actually found a Montenegrin craft beer. I think it's from Podgorica. It's just been nice to sit down, take in the sights of the most beautiful town in the country. And I think we're going to actually get a boat across. There is a couple of little islands, one artificial island we've been told we've got to go to, which I think they charge €5 for the return. Hello. Hello.
That was such a good spot, and only €4 for a craft beer, but we have taken the €5 return little ferry over to the Adriatic's only artificial island, Our Lady of the Rock.
It is incredibly busy, but there are actually two islands here. There is also the island of St. George, which you can't go on, which houses a 12th century monastery and is actually a real island. They actually believe that this island is made up of sunken ships and rocks from sailors that came here because they thought they saw Madonna. So every time they came here, they would plant a rock, or in some cases, I presume, sunk a ship. Not the Madonna that you're thinking of, but unfortunately, we actually can't go inside to the church. We arrived quite late, and A lot of the boats are starting to go back now, but you can, if you come earlier in the day, pay to go inside. And the frescoes are meant to be incredibly impressive. But the views from here are worth it. You can see obviously Perast over there, the other real island, not the artificial one, and Kotor in the distance, and these beautiful jagged mountains that make up the Bay of Kotor, make it so special. And that brings an end to our time on the Bay of Kotor and the country of Montenegro. If you do want to have a similar experience to us in a retro 1990s camper, then I would highly recommend Montenegro campers. But as you can probably hear and see, we have made it to a brand new destination, Jakarta, Indonesia. See you in the next one.